morning. Hello to everybody. Today I want to tell you a difficult situation that deteriorates the quality of life of thousands of Colombians. The conditions which life many Colombians are worrying between 2016 to 2018. Around 1 million of Colombians entered to multimodal poverty. This means that a person in Colombia, that of these million of persons, live with $1 per day or less. Can you imagine that? What do you can do in Colombia with $1? So, like engineer, the idea that engineer be to impact the society with a positive way and develop garbage management, create technology that helps the humans with the idea to be sustainable. To be sustainable means that you create something that don't offer the society and give up the quality of life of people or the population that you want to help. In this case, I want to help with my group a specific town or neighborhood that be in Colombia. In the coast of Colombia, you have many problems, and one of the most violated access is the access to service public. So, like engineer, want to develop a new way that solar panel that maybe give to this population the opportunity to have a better quality of life and whereas the standards that the person have a dignity life. So.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Juan Manuel Jimenez, an informatic engineer. We have already seen the importance of clean energies. So let's talk about a particular case where we can implement this type of technologies. Our case is located in a community of Chocó called Sipin. This community has been affected by a number of very large problems such as a lack of resource, a greenhouse effect, and the presence of armed groups. This is one of the many Colombian regions that still use candles to light their homes. This means a huge hack for the country and is something that is not formally discussed in the media. Another problem that is added is that if an electricity power plant is installed in the area, it would imply a restricted use. That is to say that the inhabitants of the zone can only use electricity a few hours a day. Now let's look at the case of Munich, Germany, a city with a great advances that supplies more than 50% of its population with clean energies. It's a clear example that this type of concepts can be implemented. CP is a population where this type of concept can be extended because it's located in a suitable place for the use of solar panels or any other electrical source.
Once we have described the problem that we are trying to solve, we are going to explain you the solution we have planned, its advantages, and the way we need to implement it. First of all, as you've heard before, the town of CP in Choco has a really high average temperature. This means that this town is used to have a really high temperature during the year, which means that they have lots of sun during most of the time. You've probably thought about solar energy, haven't you? This is a really conventional solution for this kind of places, but it has one problem, and it's that solar panels cannot store energy. So as engineers, we have decided to create a system in which a solar panel is able to actually store energy during some time, so it can be more reliable, and it can feed a bigger population with energy. Our system is composed by a solar panel, as the ones that you probably have heard of or have seen. But the difference between our system and the conventional system is that we are going to use a cyclic chemical reaction that will allow our system to store energy. This chemical reaction has a really interesting feature, and is that it performs in an equilibrium. The reaction will happen in one way, and then we'll come back to the reactants we used before. So this means that the energy will be going out and coming back in a cycle. This will allow our system to store energy until we need to use it, allowing the town to have a really reliable source of energy, which is also really sustainable, because we aren't going to use any kind of gasoline or combustible, and it will theoretically be more effective than the solutions they have tried to use before. It's sustainable, and it will probably be cheaper than other kind of solutions.
This is a sustainable project which is very profitable, and it helps the develop of the country. And it's also with direct globalizations, which makes for gain investments to increase. Also, we help the low income people to have a better quality of life. We invite you to support this kind of projects and become aware and supportive, because this is only one more step to grow up as a country. The help is in our hands.